first thing you need to do is be safe. Disconnect the appliance or turn off the breaker to avoid electric shock. Hello guys, welcome to DIY Repair Now. Today we're going to be working on a Kenmore dryer. The model number is on the display. Okay, the problem that we have with this dryer is that it's working, it's doing everything, but it's not heating. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this panel and check our thermostats and heat element to see if everything is fine and determine what it is. However, it could be the timer. We just went to another call and it was the timer, so we're gonna go ahead and check everything out. And today I'm gonna be using this tester. This is electrical tester, checks high voltage, low voltage, and continuity. So as you see right now, I put it on the setting continuity with tone. If you're interested in buying one of these testers, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the description of this video. As you saw right there, I got 240 volts. That means we got voltage. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the description of this video for one of the most affordable testers in case you want to go ahead and buy one and do this repair. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link for the tester, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a link to, for a video to show you how to use the tester, and you can perform this repair yourself. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and test the cutoff thermostat and the high limit thermostat, and also the heat element. As you see, I like to disconnect the terminals from the thermostat, or at least one terminal from the thermostat to be able to check them. Go ahead and set your tester to ohms tone, and if you hear that beeping sound, that means you got continuity, and that means that thermostat is fine. As you see right now, I'm putting one lead in one of the terminals and the other lead in the other side of the thermostat, and it's giving me the tone. Disconnect one line just to have a good reading. And I also test the terminals between the terminal and the cabinet of the dryer. That means the metal, and that if you hear a beep sound when you put one lead in the terminal and the other lead on the metal of the dryer, I mean the heat element is ground and the heat element inside is touching the metal. That means it's grounded, and you have to replace the heat element. However, right now I'm testing thermostats and the heat element, as you see on this video, and everything is testing fine. If all the thermostats checked okay, the other probable causes of this not heating, we are down to a motor or timer. However, the motor, according to my knowledge and my experience, never had a situation with a motor not sending power to the heat element. It's always the door switch, or close the door, make sure the door switch is fine as well. However, it was turning on, so that means it was the that means we down to just the timer. In this case, I put my foot right at the vent and it's only giving me cold air. Another thing that you have to check is the outlet. Sometimes it's a miss connection inside the outlet, so just wiggle it and make sure you got high voltage going into the dryer. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I checked for high voltage and it was giving me 240, 45 voltage. That means we got enough current going to the dryer. And it's a way that I make sure and verify if this timer is the problem. I change it from one setting to the other one. It's not hitting in neither one of these settings. So what I do most of the time is to avoid taking the whole dryer apart and find out if there's anything wrong in the actual motor. What I do is wiggle it and change it from one setting to another one. Basically, when I say wiggle it, just move the timer back and forth and up and down on the knob, and sometimes that will make a connection and you will get the heater to turn on. That's not a fix. That is just we just do that to make sure that if you move the timer, the heater turns on, and you know for sure that it's the timer. Now, every time I wiggle it, I got warm air coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and put my phone with the camera on. That way you're gonna see the heat element turning on when I wiggle the timer. So just bear with me. I wanna go ahead and wiggle the timer. Like I said, just move it side to side, up and down on the knob, kind of hard, and you will see this heat element turning red, and that's when we know for sure is the timer. If one of those thermostats that I checked at the beginning of the video is not giving you continuity, that means if the tester does not beep, that means you have to replace one of those thermostats. I'm gonna go ahead and put a link on the description of this video for the most common parts. As you saw, it's turning red. So keep in mind, if one of those thermostats are not giving you continuity, most likely you have a dryer vent problem and you need a dryer vent cleaning. You're gonna see in a minute this heat element turning hot red. And that's when you know that your problem is the timer. And there we go. Have the heat element turning red and hot. So we have to replace the timer in this case. Go ahead and turn it off. And over here, and yeah, we got warm air inside the dryer. We're gonna go ahead and proceed to disconnect the dryer. Always make sure you disconnect the dryer. The only test that you gotta do with the dryer connected is when you check the high voltage on the terminal block. If it's giving you 240 volts, after that you have to disconnect the dryer to be safe. Then we're gonna go ahead and put that panel back on, and now we're gonna proceed to replace the timer. Okay, we just determined that it was the actual timer, so we're gonna go ahead and replace our timer right now. Okay, here we have the timer. Look like we have 3 harness, 1, 2, 3. This is the one for the actual motor. Need a screwdriver. Let's go ahead and remove all these harnesses while they're in place. That way it's easier for us. Sometimes you have to pry it out with a screwdriver. Sometimes they will come out easily like that, like so. Now, go ahead and remove this timer. This is our new timer. This is the part number for the new timer. And here we have it, guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and set this one in place. And this one was, you can see screws marked right there. Right. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect our terminals. There we go, guys. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect. We'll go ahead and put our panel back in place. Plug it in. And make sure. Close our door. And voila, got it. This timer back in the box. And that's it, guys. If this video helped you in any way, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for future videos. Thanks for watching.